Huh. Okay. Yeah. For the exercise, I choose the Centre Pompidou in Paris from Richard Rogers and Renzo Piano. It was constructed in 1971, and I think we all know the building. My story deals with illusions, the question of reality and truth, and childlike curiosity. My title is that's why the title is called Wizzards at the Pulse of Time, Visit in the Heart of Humanity. And I just start with the story. No escape. It was a queer, sultry summer night. The weather did not know whether it should finally rain or let us continue to sweat. And I didn't know what I was doing in Paris. That night, I saw it for the first time. Blurred lights that seemed to dance in the darkness of the city, and a silhouette that had to belong to something big. Impossible to ignore or to overlook. Monumental and dynamic. Big and bold in its form, and decorative in its colors. Could it be alive? Abbey Road. At first glance, I was definitely impressed by its monstrous appearance, and the strange feeling of being small and misplaced arose. But as I got closer, the bright and friendly colors wrapped me in a cloak of positivity. I knew it was asleep. But still I could feel the vibrancy it gives. Small hints of its true nature appeared through its skin. I did know it was communicating with me. It called me that night, and it calls me now. An act of magic is the attraction of one thing by another. Here I am feeling the omnipresence of something truly vivid as I stand in front of the building. I take the ticket for the journey into the unknown. I lust for my dreams. The promise of an utopian world where everything is possible is flickering around me. Back to zero. And its organs inhale me like air. From now on, we will feed on each other in a symbiotic relationship. I am the fuel that keeps it running, and it will make me forget that there's another world outside of it, until I lose myself in it. The experiment is to weave the participant in and out of an illusory, immersive space while triggering sensation of color, light, and sound. As reality slowly shifts away, a new one takes its place. I feel as if I have been reborn as a child. A voice says, "Let yourself fall." I obey, and the journey detached from time and space begins. I feel all the weight fall off me, and bit by bit I move deeper and deeper into my wildest dreams. Anyone who comes to this point will shout, "This is heaven." Perfect beauty. One of the attributes of the divinity shows itself, even in the most insignificant corners. One question appears. Is it possible to have an experience without having an awareness of space and time? Without knowing where I am, I say yes to myself. For today, I believe in miracles. I enjoy the spirit of divine. Now I know God is everywhere, as there is air everywhere. I meet a lot of people, and the weather is good. We do not speak the same language, but understand each other fluently. Further on, an experiment on quantum physics is discussed. Everybody agrees to disagree. The question of reality comes up. Who am I? And if so, how many? I do not know. These are questions asked by the voice of wisdom rather than science, by the philosopher rather than the doctor. Maybe I should ask Plato. he always has an answer. Or better, the next child I see. I leave the questions without answers and move on.
Of awareness of
My
the
octopus is
true?
showing impressive color changes of her own.
What is truth? The realm of the digital promises a revolution. The synthetic, artificial, or digital reproduction of things claims to be the new truth. But what happens to artistic renditions of the natural world? And what happens to the philosophical account of nature when a new scientific language claims to have penetrated its secrets in profound ways? What happens to art and aesthetics? I can feel the beauty of it. Aura does not care if something is not original. A friend once told me aura came well before the technological ability to make an infinite exact reproduction through technical means. I see no difference. What is truth and where can it be found? Once I read an article about this topic. Truth is the property of being in accord with fact or reality. I know here is not a place where truth will be found, but I also know this is the place where truth will be found. I am confused but curious. A miracle without end. And if I hadn't seen it myself, I would believe it was created by magicians. I will come back as soon as it calls me.